Hey, ho, Tess. Hey, hey, Tess. For once, it's actually cold enough that I can turn my fan off. Finally. Oh, tinnitus. That's not fun. Ah, the ringing. The ringing. Only happens when I take off the headphones. Whoa. Excuse me. I haven't had the fan off in a long time. The noise gate might actually be cutting me off. We'll see. This will be the test. Mini stream. Mini stream. Hi, everybody. It's mini stream. Space Stream. It's been a long time since I've done a patch notes stream, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and I saw that this dropped like just now. So I felt like, sure, let's look at it. Since they have like cool names now. Here's the code balance 1017, in case you were interested. Darkrai is going to exist, I think, in about 2 hours. I want to say. Based on the timers running out for all of the cool loot in Unite right now. I have 5 boxes, 3 of which are level 3, so interested to see if those just disappear. I have 90 tickets. I bet those are going to disappear. One thing that I think would just fix that whole system, or at least help a lot, is if you could delete boxes without opening them. Just so that even free-to-play players could actually get level 4 boxes consistently for playing the game. And it would actually have a reason to play quick matches. That would be nice. But, oh well. Money, 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 I guess. Darkrai joins the fray. Hopefully it's a little bit better than what we saw in the PTS. Or at least a little more fun. It didn't look very interesting. It didn't look very fun. Interesting, I guess. Sure, it was pretty. It had interesting effects, but in terms of gameplay, it felt a little Mewtwo-ish. We'll see. The ult looks broken. Just another Slowbro ult. Shocker. The only good ult anymore. Halloween event comes back on the 19th. Just in a couple days. Halloween missions, Halloween coins to get nothing of value. Shocker. Shop events, event updates. Same. We've got some balance. Alolan Ninetales, due to a lack of mobility moves, limited self-defense options. I would call Blizzard a pretty freaking good defense option. And not a particularly long attack range. Bullshit. Alolan Ninetales has struggled to stand out compared to other attackers, resulting in consistently low usage and win rates over a long period. In this balance adjustment, changes have been made to allow Ninetales to excel as an attacker that supports the team and fights alongside allies on the front lines. Its ability has been significantly buffed to better showcase its strengths in battle. So they are finally doing passive ability reworks. Thank goodness, because the power creep was a little bit insane. Meowscarada's passive still feels like one of the best passives in the game, and a lot of the first round passives feel like some of the worst. Talon, Gengar, Pikachu, Alolan Ninetales, Zera. A lot of very bad passives. Some good ones. Snorlax still seems pretty good. A lot of bad ones. A lot of bad ones. Its defense and special defense have been increased to reduce the risk of getting close to opponents. That makes sense because Aurora Veil. That does make sense. It's strange for a mage to get a sustainability buff, but sure. Or a defense buff. Additionally, the cooldowns of Avalanche and Blizzard have been reduced, even though they were already constant. Alright, well this character is going to be infuriating to fight again. Blizzard is now half a second faster. Avalanche, to keep the combo, obviously has kept in suit. And the Snow Warning ability can now just proc constantly. They didn't actually change it. Alright. Late game defense increase, late game special defense increase. Yeah. By 40 points, that's pretty significant. And 50 points in defense. That's pretty significant. It's still Ninetales, so I mean... Machamp gets a change! Please let submission get buffed. Superpower is just better submission in every way. The damage of close combat has been low. Also true. Also true. And so it's been buffed. Is that the only thing? Massive damage by hitting multiple opponents with consecutive punches during Unite move Barrage Blow. However, the item you have two stages. First, boosting Machamp stats. True, that's the little like flex he does. Then unleashing the punches, which gave opponents time to scatter, which basically means eject button out of it. There's not very many other ways to get out of its range before you get hit. That's true. Some dashes would work. Very difficult to hit multiple enemies. With this adjustment, the Unite move has been changed so that Machamp can instantly start throwing consecutive punches. I assume this means that if you double tap the button, he just instantly starts punching. He doesn't go through the small animation anymore. But you can still hold it. I assume. Or this means that the little like startup when you do press it, like the little leap forward, that just instantly stuns the enemies and just starts punching. One of the two. Hard to say. Close combat, 10% damage increase. That's the whole change. Well, I guess I'm still using Crit Champ. Now immediately unleashes. Oh no, they're saying like it just you can't even hold it anymore. It just goes. Fair enough. I mean, I would say that 60% of the time my ult is Machamp. That is usually how I use it. So fair enough. Yeah. And stat boosts on ult, defense, and special defense a ton up. Fair enough. So now it's an extra 50, just like Ninetales. Movement speed up by 10%. Attack up by 5% less. Alright. And duration is 2 seconds less. So it's more of a rebalance than it is a buff. That's fine, I guess. Armarouge. Guess what happened to this? If you guessed nerf, I hope so. Armor Cannon and Psyshock are learned the damage is higher than expected. Yeah, Psyshock is real stupid. The hindrance abilities were lower than intended. That worries me. The damage of Armor Cannon has been reduced, reasonable. Cooldown of Psyshock has adjusted to be shorter. What? Why? But why? But why? But why though? With Fire Spin and Flame Charge, more durability. Okay, you had me in the first half. As a result, the shield from Flame Charge has been reduced. Very reasonable. Fire Spin has been adjusted to replace its defense and special defense with a shield. Reasonable. Defensive benefit more visible to players while reducing overall durability. I trust that you labbed that out. Half as much shield. Interesting. Increases movement speed when used. With further speed when moving towards opposing Pokemon. Interesting. Each time deals damage, a shield effect up to 6 times. Alright. I can see this. No more defense and special defense buff. I can see this being alright. Now it grants now the plus version grants shield immediately. No more movement speed from hitting. Further increased. Gets a shield, stack up to 6 times. If the user hits a Pokemon, the vortex duration is increased. Okay, so that's where the cooldown went. I see. So now if you flame charge, fire spin, if you're just doing it to chase a Pokemon, it will end quicker. Well, it doesn't seem to actually end any quicker. It just will not last longer like the Brawl version will. I question if this will be as much of a nerf as it looks like. But once again, it's just kind of a numbers thing. Maybe, maybe not. I don't like seeing Charizard. Oh, I hope that's a nerf. Alright. This perplexes me. It just confuses me. Why? Why did... It was already so good. It had so much range. It had such a big AoE. And it stunned. And it did so much damage. Why did you buff this? Why? I mean, fair enough. Flame Charge Armor Cannon was viable, but... This doesn't seem like the answer to me. Psyshock was already way too good. Why? I don't understand. Why? Urshifu, that also worries me heavily. The damage dealt across all move paths was higher than expected. I agree. It's been that way pretty much since it released. So the additional damage from basic attacks on burn opponents has been reduced. Fair enough. Unite move Seismic Slam was made more versatile, allowing to be used on hindrance resistance, which improved its usability. It was made the move stronger than anticipated. What do you mean? It's been this strong since forever. It heals a full health bar. The energy cost has been increased, so you can use it less. Fair enough. Still would have liked it to not be so incredibly stupid. Healing a full health bar on an all-rounder is crazy. Whatever. Maybe since the basic attacks are going to be reduced, maybe it'll heal less. I don't know. Additionally, Fire Blast crowd control was strong for an all-rounder, so the slow effect has been nerfed. Thank you. The additional damage on burn opponents 50% decrease, but that's just the bonus damage. So, all right. Why did I just hear a Minecraft cave noise? Herobrine in here? The heck? Did anyone else hear that? Okay. Well, whatever. Movement speed reduction 35 to 30. I'll take it. Energy 20% increase to the energy needed. Well, it's nice that it's not going to be able to spam it at literally every fight. That's nice. Now it's not a guarantee that a Charizard's going to have ult every time it shows up. Urshifu. By optimizing held items and emblems, Urshifu was able to use Surging Strikes continuously without any downtime. To introduce more opportunities for counterplay, the cooldown reduction has been decreased. The damage has been slightly increased. Okay, so they're trying to prevent it from becoming broken again. So you can't just mash on it, which is weird because I feel like that was the point of it. I figured it was supposed to be. I figured that was like the whole point, is that you balance it while having it constantly attack, but sure. Alright, whatever. Well, I guess they're trying to keep it from doing that anymore. Cooldown reduction is down by half a second on the boosted. Sure. Surging Strikes damage has a between 6 and 5% increase from early to late game. Sure. Rapid Striker Shifu mains. Let me know if you think that's a good change. From a cool perspective, I would say mid. From a balance perspective, I would say it's probably good. It's hard to say because it's such a volatile Pokemon. And these patches so far have been kind of middle of the road, good, bad. But we'll see. Blastoise. Blastoise has sufficient durability. Oh no. I blame Spraggles for this one, constantly wanting defenders to be broken rather than balanced. Complaining that a very balanced Blastoise was underpowered. And complaining and preaching that all of the very broken defenders are balanced. Awesome. Blastoise has sufficient durability in the early stages of battle, no kidding. But its endurance in later stages has been lacking. I disagree with that. To allow Blastoise to continue standing strong in front of allies as a defender, have you seen how much shield it gets when it ults? Do you play this game? What am I talking about? Of course not. Clearly you haven't since the game released. The growth rate of its defense and special defense has been increased. Sure. Blastoise's durability during rapid spin has been significantly enhanced. Not again. Enabling Blastoise to maintain the front line more persistently. Well, at least they didn't buff its damage. I'll take solace in that, I suppose. Defense up by 50 in the late stages. That seems pretty consistent. Not very these aren't very loving patch notes. It really feels like they just kind of slapped 50 defense on things they felt was doing bad. All the buffs just seem to be 50 defense. Take it or leave it. Can I have a bit more like synergy with my moves? 40 special defense, best I can do. Alright, whatever. Maybe Spraggles is right. Maybe they just have no dev time because they're just working on the Chinese version. And 30, 35 special defense around, like from mid to late game. It's less than Ninetales, so at least I appreciate that. Special defense is getting unique numbers. Defense, not. Maybe it just so happened to work out that 50 was the right number on all of them. Maybe it's just the first number they tried and they felt it worked out. Who knows? If I was developing, that would be my answer. 50 is the first number I tried and it didn't break it. Good enough. Good enough. Next problem. Hydro Pump cooldown lowered by half a second. I hate that. That wasn't mentioned. I hate that. I don't want that. Why did you do that? Surf cooldown down by half a second. Why? Why did you do this? It already had a darn near stun lock. Why did you do this? Why? Who made these patch notes? What intern did this? Why? Why down here does it say defense and special increase? It's 50% more on both? Who made these? Why? Why do you do this? I regret reading these patch notes. I should have just gone to bed. I should have just gone to bed and saw this in the morning. Delphox, thank God, a nerf. And I swear to God, if you tell me you didn't nerf Fire Spin, I will riot. The damage of Mystical Fire and Fire Blast is reduced. What the fuck is wrong with you? Do any of you even know what this game is? Do you even know what this game is? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm legitimately angry. What are you talking about? Who the fuck cares about Mystical Fire's damage? Like 2% of Delphox players use Mystical Fire. What the fuck are you on about? Snorlax. To ensure Snorlax... I'm not reading these anymore. Defense and special defense. What a surprise. Let me guess. Oh, nope. Just 10% defense, apparently, on block specifically. They've avoided the dreaded 50 defense increase. Flail-Lax win rate was low, so they buffed it. Okay. Did you ever think it was maybe because the moves don't fit well on a defender? No? Fuck you, just generic buffs. Movement speed duration increase. Movement speed amount increase on Flail. You wanted the defender to have more mobility. That was your solution. The character that's supposed to be slow. You wanted that to have more mobility. That was your solution. Alright. I swear they just didn't have a patch. They just didn't have a patch for Darkrai, and they just had to throw something together in like a week. Like, a week might be generous. This feels like something someone did in a couple days. This is awful. This is frankly terrible. And they both got a generic 10% increase. These are getting lower and lower effort as we go down. A Dragapult change. Dreading this. I guarantee it's not going to be a good change to Dragon Dance. Hell, it might just be a nerf. Yawn cooldown got a second and a half off of it. The stun move. You wanted him to have more stun. Noticing a theme. I still blame Spriggles for this. When learning Phantom Force, Dragapult could quickly become too strong by stacking. True. Ah, a nerf. The attack increase was nerfed. That was the problem. Uh-huh. That's the only change. I have no words. I have no words. I'm pretty sure they got someone who doesn't even code this game to do this. I'm pretty sure they got someone who doesn't even play this game. They literally just got a brand new intern. It's like, hey, here's the win rates. Here's like the Unite DB page. Or here's the Unite API page. Figure out what to change. Figure it out. I could legit I would not be surprised if this is literally just they looked up Unite API losing builds and just buffed everything that looked bad and nerfed everything that looked good. I legitimately believe that. Bounce, too high cooldown, Dragon's Breath damage. Well, I mean that's not wrong. Now it's like a roughly a 30% decrease on the Dragon Breath proportionally. And Bounce has an extra second of cooldown and 10% less damage. Makes sense. Not really a damage move to begin with. Oh good, a Mamo. I bet it's a buff. Yep, it's a buff. Had too much power in the early game. Oh. Never mind. They actually nerfed Piloswine and Swinub. Crowd control when using Earthquake, Ice Fang, and Boosted was too long. No shit, it's been that way for years. So the cooldown of the engage move Earthquake has been increased. Not going to change the actually good moves. Not going to change Ice Fang or High Horsepower. Just Earthquake. Gets a 1.5 seconds cooldown. Well, we're never going to see that move again. Just when players started using Earthquake again. Just High Horsepower again. The guaranteed stun lock true combo. Alright. I don't know who thought that was a nerf, but alright. It does literally nothing. It literally doesn't address the problem that you mentioned. It literally doesn't address that. You can just do High Horsepower, Ice Fang boosted, and it does the same thing. And it's still true. You did nothing. This literally isn't a nerf. I swear to God, they got an intern who doesn't play to look at Unite API. What the fuck are you doing? Damage to the first to third hits on Icicle Crash. 10% increase. Once again, it is a defender. It's not supposed to be good early. You could have slashed it in half. Why did you do a 10% decrease? Why? Zoroark. Win rates on all movesets have been low. Dang, guys, Zoroark's just not doing it. They might be the best speedster in the game by a wide margin, but it's just not enough. Ah, that's true. Leafeon exists. Fair. Feint Attack has a damage buff. Night Slash has a 1 second cooldown decrease. Very nice. I don't think Feint Attack needed damage. That's definitely not what it was lacking. And Night Slash getting a 1 second cooldown doesn't really feel like what was keeping it from being bad. But what do I know? I'm just better than you at this. What do I know? I'm just reading the changes at this point. Boosted attack. Stun minus 0.1 second. Listen, I can't say that wasn't what I wanted. I would say that I wanted it to be like 0.3 seconds. Because, once again, it almost has a stun lock. But, whatever. Take what you can get. Most of this patch has been absolute garbage, so at least this was kind of decent. Outrage, damage from boosted's 10% decrease. Reasonable. It's odd, but is reasonable. Oh, Cram. Are we back to nerfing Cram every patch? Nope, we're buffing it. Dive has a... No, Dive does have 0.5 more second cooldown, and 1 second more cooldown for more charges. We're back to nerfing Cram every patch, and I'm okay with that, because its ult is still stupid. They didn't touch the ult, so if you're running Mage Cram, no change, but sure. And bug fixes. Fix an issue where Serena's Unite move, Queen of Sedin, would fail when used on Charizard in hindrance resistant status due to its Unite move, Seismic Slam. So they brought back Serena's Bound. They brought back Serena's ult against hindrance resistant foes, but only on Charizard. Because Charizard's broken right now. Okay. I'll be honest with you. This patch is like a 3 at best. They nerfed Armarouge. Maybe they nerfed Charizard. It remains to be seen. Honestly, in competitive, this does nothing. Right? In competitive, you're just going to ult at every objective. It doesn't matter if you can't ult at every fight. So, in competitive, this does nothing. This does mostly nothing. And this does a little bit. So, Charizard barely got nerfed in actual ranked. Armarouge probably got nerfed. No one of value got any valuable buffs. Maybe Ninetales did. It feels like only the first 3 patches even mattered. Blastoise is going to be infuriating still. Delphox is going to be infuriating still. Dragapult basically got no change. I didn't even pay attention to the Lucario change, I'll be honest with you. The Extreme Speed got a cooldown reduction, so you can just spam it more. You still get stunned out of it by Volt Tackle Pikachu, so who cares? That's really not going to change at all. Mammo barely got a nerf. It has slightly worse secure, I guess. Zoroark got a pretty decent buff, just in terms of any buff would be good for a Pokemon that's already doing well. And everything else pretty much sucked. So we basically got no buffs, and we got maybe an Armarouge buff, and every other nerf didn't really matter. This patch honestly sucked. This sucks. It was so close, too. It was so close to being exactly what we wanted. It's like they got the characters right and just had no idea how to do anything. It's like they forgot how to code the game. Not that we could really prove they knew how to do it to begin with. Considering this is the 3rd patch in a row where they have changed Serena's Unite move specifically, quoting bug fixes. So I'm not entirely convinced they can even do that, considering how long it's taken for us to get the Chinese betas changes. Those changes are already coded, and we still can't get those. This is terrible. This is a terrible patch. I'm rating it 2 for the number of Pokemon that probably got a valuable change. This is terrible. I'm going to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next stream. Bye. Oof. This is an oof. This is not a piece. This is an oof. I'm not exposing Night Pup to this. We're just going. Cringe.